Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
Now the third leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Check 55, Mike. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Silver. Shoot. 2-2. Move.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Check 53's Mike. You just warm up.
3rd down from the gun. Dalton. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Let's go. Interception, baby. Let's go. Check. 180. Check 55 to Mike. Got one.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. Baker Mayfield, in all likelihood, is going to be seeing a lot of these Cincinnati Bengals in the coming years, twice this season. And he got off to a great start last year as a rookie. against Cincinnati. 7 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and 2 wins. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. They try and run on first down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play action here with Dalton. Airing one out for Boyd. It got his man complete. A big play there for Cincinnati. 42 yards.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Joe Mixon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
Check 24, check 24. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Let's go.
Dalton sets up play action. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. They're able to find Green. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Here's a run with Mixon. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Buying time to his left. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. Joseph now to have the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Alert 3, alert 3.
Here you go, 368.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now on 2nd and 13. Dalton. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
12 yards there and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Over the middle to Becker. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Following the penalty, Chubb. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. Past the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On 2nd and 9, Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the Bengals' 13-yard line. 20.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's Mayfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And that'll set him back 5. 4th down, and on is Greg Joseph for the Browns field goal. This will be a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Joseph is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, then no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Play fake. Here's Dalton. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. So they are going for it. Now Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Dalton here from the gun. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, Mayfield. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an all... coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Mayfield looks to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carlos Dunlap in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Fielded at the 33. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. An NFL update, second quarter now in Jacksonville. And we're seeing an extension of the lead by the Jags. They're up pretty big. And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one as we go along here. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for... And that's caught inside the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now, so as you mentioned...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. So now Dalton will lead the Bengals to the line as they'll come up and go for 2.
Crunch. 6-6. Pull it high. There you go. 368.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Jordan Willis in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. A toss play to Chubb. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. From the gun, Mayfield. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Dalton, 1st and 10. He's going to take a shot right away for the end. Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to pull a bit closer. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And he puts this one home to make it a 9-point game at 24-15. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Still searching for that first interception in this game and down on the scoreboard. Remember, they won last week, and a big reason why they had 3 picks.
And one characteristic I've always noticed about great defenses is that they want to be the ones that have a huge impact on the game and actually lead their teams to victory. So you just noted 3 interceptions last week and they won. A little extra pressure that they're feeling right now because they haven't gotten those interceptions in this game, and they're losing.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They toss it left side to Chubb. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Yards there and a first down.
A gain of 31 yards. And the Browns first down.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Chubb. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. Mayfield now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. This is caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Mayfield going to take it on a sneak. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Mayfield keeps it himself, and he takes this one in for a Brown score. Baker Mayfield taking it in, and the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Dalton off play action. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down. Andy Dalton now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Play action now, Dalton. And the catch good, it's Eifert. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw here, Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And Dalton to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here's Dalton. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down with about 95% chance of winning.
Oh, yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, thinking about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
What we got? Mike, 55. Check, 55.
Now Mayfield on third and goal. And he fends him off. Now Mayfield lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Dalton. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Myles Garrett in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Play action here with Dalton. To the left side here for Eifert. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. There's more coming. There's more where that comes from.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Bengals going for it. Here's Dalton. And able to find Green. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Dalton sets up play action. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Eric Murray. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Fresno. Check three. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. So that'll back them up 5.
Let's go.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. To the left side here for Eifert. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 25 yards that time. Play fake. Here's Dalton. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Most they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. In a division game, it's usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for Cleveland, they will indeed finish over 500 at 9-7. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, this might wind up being a tough pill to swallow as they're going to finish the season at 9-7. And as division champs, they will host a playoff game next week in the wild card round. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad ain't pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, dummy pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Put numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, while I point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin, but he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she wanted like me cause her lame, she can't count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit up my ex